Provo Beast here doing another install today. Today we're doing this install on a 2000 Chevy Cavalier, putting a double din in, as well as factory door chimes, flush mount adapter. Now with this install, first thing we're going to do is wire everything up. You'll need for GM vehicles a Chime Retention Kit. It's the LC-GMRC-01. These vehicles unfortunately have the door chime, the turn signal, warning chimes, anything like that go through the factory radio, so you'll need one of these kits in order to retain those noises. We got our Metro Dash Kit, which is in this one 95-2001, and then this Pioneer IVH-280BT. Alright, first thing we're going to wire up this new radio. Now within this chime kit we'll have the main wiring harness that plugs into the harness for the factory radio. That unplugs and plugs in here. Everything's labeled color-wise. This little module is also a speaker. This will actually play your door chimes. This unit plugs right in there. And then all these pre-stripped wires are what will match up with our Pioneer radio harness. Now, be sure to check out the link that I'll post both in the description and on the video itself to see this unboxing and what all comes with this Pioneer radio. But within this harness supplied with the radio, we're going to marry those colors up to our new chime harness adapter. Now what we will be using to connect those wires will be butt connectors. You can use crimp caps or heat shrink solder, whatever works for you. These work great for me. So we're going to get these all matched up here as well and show you from that point. Alright, so I've stripped both ends. As you can see here, go ahead and do so. And with these butt connectors, just crimp them together. Match the wires up. Pretty straightforward, should be pretty simple. Okay, so I got everything wired up. As you can see, matched all the colors, everything's crimped. We didn't use this solid orange wire, which is the illumination wire. We used the dimmer, which is the orange white striped wire, but that guy we can just tape off. Matched all the colors up here, plugged in our module, got everything zip tied and cleaned up here, and then this long green wire off the Pioneer harness will go to our parking brake. So when the parking brake is on, it allows video playback while you are stopped. So next part here is we're going to go and get this dash kit hooked up to our new double din, and essentially we're all done here at the bench. We'll head to the car for our next part of the install. Okay, got our dash kit on. Alright, here we are in the car. Now in order to get this radio out, it's pretty invasive. We got to take this whole top cover of the dash apart, allowing us to take this trim panel off to get to 3 screws. So these side panels, this and the opposite side, pop off, which expose 7mm bolts. Opening this will expose 7mm bolts. In here there's a couple Phillips heads. Take those off, which will expose a little bit more 7mm bolts. And then basically everything's held together with the same size hex bolt, which is nice. So first thing we're going to do, pop these sides off and remove those bolts. That right there. Okay, same thing, pop this panel off, get rid of that 7mm bolt. Alright, so I took out 1, 2, 3. Pull out those 7mm bolts from the clip box. And up top here there is a screw, Phillips. Get up underneath with the panel tool. This whole trim piece just pops out since there's just one screw in the front. Got that out. Clips on both sides here. It comes free, just set that off. 2 more 7mm bolts. Now notice they are 2 different lengths, so be sure to take note which one goes where. After you remove that, the longer one is on the right, shorter one is on the left. As you can see there. Alright, once you get those out, last screws are way up underneath. There's 2 of them right there. This allows, once those are removed, this allows this whole piece to come up, and we can actually remove this from the car, allowing us access to now the dash panel. Alright, So you can see there's a few more 7mm bolts here all the way across. Remove those and we're getting close. Okay, once you get those 1, 2, 3 top screws out, it pops off. Here's a clip down below. Kind of grab here by the bottom. Loosen this guy on up. And it just clips all the way at the bottom. Pull that guy out. So wiggle it here for just a few moments. You'll get it to this point. Just don't break it, take your time. But once you do wiggle it free after those 3 bolts have been removed, it's all clips. Basically just pull on the bottom, 2 clips on the bottom, clip here, clip there on the bottom, just wiggle it. Now you'll have a harness on the fuel door, as well as your illumination and your 12-volt power supply. Go ahead and disconnect those harnesses, and then this radio bezel will come free. All right, finally, so at this point we can get to our 1, 2, 3 bolts. We'll go ahead and remove those. Make sure your CDs are all the way out, and this will allow us to replace the radio. All right, remove those 3, give it a good tug. It'll come on out. Disconnect the 2 harnesses, the antenna plug and the main harness, and then this radio will come free. All right, so since we have the radio out, you'll need an antenna adapter and our harness that we put together. I'll go ahead and post parts in the description below so you know exactly what to get for the correct wiring. We have our harness that we've prepared previously. We're going to go ahead and plug that into that port there. Now before we put the new radio in, we need to install our Bluetooth mic. We'll probably do it right there on the A-pillar and run it up and over since the dash is all taken apart to the radio. We'll do that. Now, since on these new radios, on Pioneer specifically, the aux and USB are on the back, not on the front. So what I've picked up is this really nice Aux USB Relocation Kit. What they do is they plug into the back there, and then it allows you to relocate those inputs to anywhere you like, and these are conveniently the same size as a cigarette lighter. So we're going to actually put that right in the cigarette lighter factory location. It looks super clean and nice. Okay, so at this point we'll go ahead and get this all installed here, run the Bluetooth mic, and we'll show you from there. Alright, so we got the Bluetooth mic in. You can see there. And what I did is you can see here, just tucked it all the way down the seal. And then we're going to go up across, down to the radio. Alright, so I pulled out the factory cigarette lighter and put our flush mount in. And just ran it down in the same hole through the stereo cavity. Here's the Bluetooth mic, which I went down the A-pillar, across this top. We'll run it along the factory wiring, run it to the back of the radio itself as well. Now one last thing, remember our long green wire for video playback that it has to connect to the parking brake? Well, I ran that down this hole, down up underneath, as you can see here. I'm going to tuck it underneath the center console area here, and I've run it up right here. Now, let's see if we can focus. See that blue wire right down in there? That blue wire is a parking brake wire. And what we're going to use is just the T-tap. Connect to that blue wire and connect this green wire to that blue wire. So when the parking brake's on, we have video playback while we're stopped. Alright, now right before we put in the radio, if you notice that your radio is super tight or won't go all the way back in, I have trimmed this back piece out. That's super pretty, but allows you to fit everything in there all the way back. That back panel may prohibit you from getting the radio fully seated. Alright, so we just booted this up for the first time. Everything clear since I removed that sub dash, just trimmed a little bit. Got everything hooked up here. I just want to do a quick test before I went ahead and got everything back together. Alright, new radio in. Got it all bolted up. Let's go ahead and plug the harnesses back into these guys within the panel itself. We'll get the panel on and slowly start getting everything back together. Alright, got the dash all back together. All the screws here. Top's on. Looks super nice, super clean. Last thing here, got that hooked up. I undid that harness. It actually pops off so you can get some, and I use the T-tap. Give you a good shot of it. There you go. Anyways, use the T-tap, tap right into that, so you didn't have to cut the wire. And that's all good. So when the brake is on, that allows the video playback. If you have any questions about this install, be sure to post a comment below. I'll turn this on for you so you see this thing boot up. There you are. Thanks for watching the channel, and we will see you in the next video.